Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women? Hi, I'm Racine Tucker-Hamilton, the Communications Director at WomenHeart, the National Coalition for Women with Heart Disease. We are the leading voice for the nearly 48 million women living with or at risk of heart disease. We are excited that we're joined by one of our WomenHeart champions, Pamela Parker. Thank you so much for being with us, Pam. And when you hear that, heart disease is the #1 killer of women, what immediately comes to mind?
Wow, first of all, thank you so much for having me. What comes to mind is survival, that I am a survivor of the #1 disease. And a lot of people still do not know that heart disease is #1, especially among African American women. And they think that it's cancer, but it's not. It's heart disease.
When in fact, heart disease kills more women than all cancers combined.
It's true.
So tell us a little bit about your story, Pam. What's your heart journey?
Well, my heart journey is that in 2014, I had a heart attack. It was a regular day. And what happened was that I was cooking, and all of a sudden I decided I didn't feel well, I didn't feel balanced. So I called the ambulance, went to a hospital, had an EKG done, and in the EKG, what happened was my numbers didn't read that I was having a heart attack. So they sent me home. And I decided to go to another hospital. And when I got to that hospital, by the time I drove up, my daughter drove me up, I should say, I was in full cardiac arrest.
So, good thing that you were thinking on your feet despite all of this happening. What were some of your symptoms? Because we know that symptoms for women are very different than they are for men.
Yes, they are. Women really do event differently. I didn't have heavy chest pains or anything like that. I just felt unbalanced. Being a physical educator, I know my body, and so something was kind of like wrong. So what happened was I just pushed myself and knew that something was wrong. Even though I know that the numbers didn't read, I felt something was wrong. So I advocated for myself, which was very important. And if I hadn't have, I wouldn't be here today to tell my story.
And we're so happy that you are here and you're sharing your story. Tell us a little bit about how WomenHeart has helped you, and how is WomenHeart part of your story?
WomenHeart has helped me tremendously because it got me out of denial, because I was just a PE teacher who had had a heart attack before WomenHeart. When I went to WomenHeart, I learned about the stents that were in my heart. I was able to tangibly touch them and learn more about heart disease, and it was amazing, and it got me out of denial. It was a reality check for me and caused me to change my lifestyle even more so that I could stay around a lot longer.
And what advice do you have for African American women particularly?
My advice for African American women is that they need to get checked out by a doctor. They need to know things that are modified and things that are not modified, things that they can change and cannot change. You can't change your gender, you can't change your heritage, and you can't change your history, but you can change your diet. You can change your exercise, because 58% of African American women do not exercise, and we need to move more. We need to have that self-love and take care of our bodies and go and see a doctor.
Great. And Pam, can you tell us really quickly what some of your symptoms were? Just to remind folks about the symptoms.
Symptoms? Okay, my symptoms was I felt unbalanced, like a little bit of anxiety, a little nervous, and I knew something was wrong.
And I think that that's the key, knowing your body.
Yes.
And knowing when to speak up when something's wrong. So Pam, thank you so much for sharing your story. On behalf of WomenHeart, we are so excited and pleased that you are a champion, and we hope that your story will be beneficial to the millions of women who are living with heart disease or at risk of heart disease. And if you'd like to learn more about heart disease, or if you're a heart disease survivor, please do visit our website, womenheart.org.